Elias, where's your Transformers poster? We're doing the video.
Oh, it's right here. Lucas is definitely editing a Transformers poster right here. It's gonna be there, and he's gonna edit it, and it's gonna look so good. He's gonna use all his best editing skills for a Transformers poster. Hey everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Panels review of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Might I add, that is kind of a pretty weak name for this movie.
That really is for the amount of beasts that we got.
Well, yeah, that too.
So let's get into the crux of the movie. Let's describe the plot of the movie in a couple sentences.
Okay.
How would you describe this film, Elias? Yeah, and the plot of this film in a couple sentences.
Pete Davidson kidnaps some poor Hispanic guy and makes him save the world.
I would have used more stuff than that, but that's basically the gist of it.
I wanted to make it in one sentence.
So basically what happens is, yes, Pete Davidson's character kidnaps a poor Hispanic man, makes him kidnap a black woman that is architect major or something along those lines, works at the museum, and then Bumblebee gets killed because he's too cool to be in the movie. They then meet the animal versions of the Autobots, which are the Maximals. Bumblebee's still dead.
Maximos.
No, Maximals.
Maximals.
Yes,
Oh,
like
'cause animals.
primals. Like
Okay.
that's the pun. Is supposed to be primals, but instead of because those are. That's why he's Optimus Primal. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. But anyway, after that, Bumblebee gets resuscitated like Jesus on the cross. He comes in. They wreck shit. They stop Unicron, and G.I. Joe suddenly enters into the fray for no reason other than marketing. So yeah, that's the movie. You don't need to watch it. You can end it right here. Anyway,
awesome G.I. Joe insert. Really cool.
I really don't care for the G.I. Joe universe. I've never been a huge fan.
Get ready for the Hasbro verse, everybody. That's right. Hasbro's going to use all of its properties, and they're going to combine them and make it into something really cool and epic. We're not going to get Fast and Furious because G.I. Joe's going to go inside all the Autobots.
But yeah, I really hated they missed their mark to make G.I. Joe an interesting series. I think really the last time with the Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah, which I wanted to like. Like, I was excited about it. I was like, all right, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Snake Eyes has always been my favorite G.I. Joe character.
He's mostly everyone's.
Yeah, and so I was like, this is their one opportunity to get an audience for this property, you know.
You don't even need to hire an actor. You could literally just have like the guy wear the suit the entire time.
And just have a really good martial artist just do all the stunts.
Basically. But nope. They had to make him keep talking and doing all this different shit. Yeah. Anyway, bad movie. But moving on from that, discussing the Autobots and everything like that, what did you think about their characterization?
Overall, I would say that this is a very fun movie. Just, good action, all that. It was nostalgic for me because I grew up with Transformers stuff, and, Bumblebee was my favorite as a kid, all that shit. But, RC was voiced by Liza Koshy, and Mirage was Pete Davidson. And I never thought that I would see those two people in a movie together. I didn't technically see them, I heard them, but it was very odd. But I thought it was very interesting selections. They didn't want to go all out on the Autobots. I get that. They're supposed to be like very sparse. But just like the random janky Autobots being like fucking why did I forget his name already? John DiMaggio giant airplane robot and and the Hispanic minivan.
Yeah, I don't even remember their names honestly because they were that uninteresting.
Just really funny stuff. But you know, they had personality. I think each of them had personality.
I think honestly, I was more intrigued with the, not Decepticons. What are they called? Fuck.
The Terracons?
Terracons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think the Terracons were better personality wise because there was only 3 of them, and I still felt like I got a little bit more personality from them at times.
I would
than,
say we
the
got
other...
personality from the head of the Terracons, but the other 2 not so much.
But either way, I will say the designs for the characters look phenomenal. That is, I will say, a good thing that they have improved since the previous films in the franchise is that they look legitimately like the Gen 1 Transformers, which is awesome. Optimus looks the best he ever has, honestly. And it's very, very fun to see Peter McCullen, that's it.
Yeah.
Peter McCullen voicing Optimus again. I did feel like the character was a little bit out of place, but I think that was kind of the point. This is a very rough and young Optimus Prime who still doesn't really know who he is as a leader, and I kind of like that. It's a different take than what we're kind of used to, where this character has been fighting for years and he knows exactly what he's doing. It's very instead he's just as flawed as everyone else, and he doesn't really know where he's going, but he's kind of just fake it till you make it kind of attitude. And I kind of like that. Bumblebee, for what little screen time he's in, absolutely steals the show. Every 5 seconds that he's in the movie.
Always.
Too bad they had to get rid of him so quickly to make room for Mirage, in my opinion. Because I'm pretty sure that's why they did it. They couldn't have two jokesters on the team.
Yeah.
And so getting rid of Bumblebee was honestly a really, really dumb mistake, because after the last movie that was so good, which was Bumblebee, I really thought this would be tying into that, or at least be a decent segue into that, but this just felt incredibly underwhelming in comparison. I understand that it wasn't the same creative team, but man, does Bumblebee blow this film out of the water. I was telling Elias, as Elias has not watched Bumblebee, but he has watched the other Transformer films. Bumblebee is so good that it kind of retroactively makes all the other Transformer films seem legitimately bad, which is sad but true. And so seeing this, if this had released before Bumblebee, I would have been like, okay, this is fine, this is good. But after Bumblebee, it's I can't look back. It was too fun, it was too good, it was just the right amount of humor, the right amount of action. It was just a coming of age film with this. It was basically, oh my god, it was Iron Giant-esque, but with a coming of age film on top of Cybertron war and death scenes. That is the best way to describe Bumblebee, and it is perfect at that. And please, fucking Hasbro, please give us a Bumblebee 2, please. I just give the same creative team control. Just let them do whatever they want. But yeah, this film, I will also say the Prime was amazingly designed. I wish we saw more of them in their robot form. When they were maximized, as they like to say. At least in the TV show, there was a reason for why they didn't say that. It was basically because whenever they transformed, the energon on the planet hurt them, so they only transformed when it was in dire circumstances. But with this, there wasn't any of that, so it just felt really weird when they just were refusing to transform.
Yeah, it was a very brief moment where they transformed, and their forms were fucking sick. So, it was a shame that they quickly reverted back.
Their weapons, too, were fucking awesome.
Yeah, the fucking spear and shit. Yeah. The fucking Primal's hammer was sick.
Yeah. But I also wanted to know more about their backstory, too.
Right. They were, supplementary.
Yeah, it felt like the movie should have maybe been more about them and maybe been completely from their perspective, where they came back and they don't know what time period they're in, but they slowly realize this is like early Transformers history. We kind of learn with them with the timeline, and about their place in the timeline, and then we kind of follow them. I feel like maybe that would have been a better way to have this film instead of forcing us down the throat of yet again another unexperienced human character. Um, we'll say easily the weakest part of the film were the human characters. The actors for them were just not good, to be completely frank. The effects sometimes looked wonky around them, especially during the last scene where one of the characters basically wears an Iron Man suit.
Noah just gets a whole ass suit made out of Mirage.
Yeah, it was just really weird, and every
silly stuff.
And every time they showed his face, it just looked weird. It just always did. On top of that,
too many lighting elements that they just were like they didn't want to deal with, I guess, or they tried their hardest and just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's honestly the best way to put it. And then on top of that, what's her name? Just making dumb decisions, kind of being a dick at times.
Elena?
Yeah, she was kind of just like rude at times for no reason. And then was just making dumb decisions. Like, why are you running toward Primal when he's trying to save you by moving the giant deadly Firebird?
Let me just run towards the deadly Firebird, yeah.
It's like, bro, what are you doing, man? I will say I did love that though, like the fact that like they transformed that one Maximal into like a rusted version of herself. That was so
Air
cool.
Razor.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was sick. Overall, I think this film was decent. It could have been significantly better with some decent tweaks. I think, and I was telling Elias this on the way back, they need to just commit to a fully animated film. The best property for Transformers is when it's animated, and using an animated film with this kind of tech would be the best way to bring Transformers to life. Like, give us a Cybertron film. Give us a legitimate film on Cybertron. You don't even have to build to Earth. And then let's say like the ending of the first film is literally them arriving to Earth and then ends. Like, that would be phenomenal. And we could do that. Like, it's not like it's a hard ask. Like, it's legitimately possible nowadays with the technology if you give the animators enough time and money and you make sure that they're not overworked. Like, you can legitimately have like a product that can like stand. But they keep on wanting to make these human characters that we don't really relate to, that act stiff as a board. The only human character I've ever been interested in the Transformers series, unironically, is Haley Steinfeld's character, because she felt like legitimately a person with her own personality before Bumblebee enters into the movie. We spend a decent amount of time without Bumblebee, with just her, and we kind of see her life. And then we get Bumblebee, and it feels like she's a fully fleshed character at that point. Bumblebee is just supplementary to her story. If you took out Bumblebee, there's still a fully fleshed out story with her. And that's kind of the great part of that, about that. With this, it definitely didn't feel like that.
Right. Yeah, very odd actor choices. I'm going to say his name wrong, but Tobe Ingwe, who's a very talented musician, was the best actor in the best human actor in the film, I thought.
Same. And he
was a lot of fun, and he felt natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he wasn't playing anything up. He was just being himself, and he was kind of just having fun. And you could tell that he was just legitimately just like, oh, this is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
Any other specific ideas or anything that you think they could have like fixed the movie with, maybe? I know I've been complaining a lot, but or has there been anything that you really, really liked in the film?
I mean, there's a lot of cool moments. You know, there's great fights. You know, if there's anything you can always say about that, about a Transformers movie, it's that there's great fights, and it's just amazing to see how far the CGI has come. There's some moments, especially like in the broad daylight, where you could really appreciate the designs of the Autobots and stuff like that. And it's really just impressive to see how far that technology has come, you know?
Yeah.
But I think now that, you know, animation movies like Spider-Verse and now the Turtles are more popular, you know, maybe a company like Transformers, or Hasbro rather, will be less afraid to do something like that on a, you know, a full movie length format.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, Bumblebee returning was an awesome scene. And just fucking shit up, you know. Again, very, very nostalgic, I think, for me and a lot of people. And just is fun in that way, you know. But yeah, they're very set on having human characters to propel the story forward, or, you know, they think that's necessary.
As we can tell with the G.I. Joe insert near the end.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Why would you even name your company G.I. Joe? Like, I don't even get that either. Like,
It didn't even make sense, like, on the card.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is the name of our agency is G.I. Joe. Like, what?
Also, that guy's forehead was massive. I kept on telling you that, but I kept on looking at his face and was like I would just look at his eyes and I'd go, doo, 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 doo. like I just couldn't stop. It was just like
the cranium on that guy.
No, it really was,
Absolute
man.
cranium.
Man had the knowledge of the universe stored inside that head.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say though, Unicron was sick looking.
Yeah, that was cool. They really made him. They made him feel massive and menacing, you know.
We literally just got the tip of him in, and then they were like, "Nope."
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish that was a joke.
As it is
That's actually what happened.
As it is with any Galactus level threat, you know, it's like about to be there, and then that's it. They destroy it.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else.
I feel like it's a pretty cut and dry film, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely doesn't feel very long. It feels pretty quick. So at least there's that. There's not really a lot of wasted time, which is a good thing. You know, they're not moseying around on the screen. You know, there's always something happening, I feel like. So at least there's that. Because there's definitely been Transformers films where, like, there's pointless conversations and doesn't advance the plot.
We're looking at you, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. that film was
yeah,
atrocious.
Seriously.
You know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's just tweeting out in front of the college class. God, that movie is so funny because apparently 90% of it was without a script either.
No, really?
Yeah, it was right during the writer's strike.
Oh, Jesus.
And Michael Bay said, fuck it, we can still film.
Oh, my God.
That's why the film is so ass. That's
just said,
unironically
"Go
why
for
the
it."
film is so bad.
Wow.
And then the third film is actually good again because it's like they finally got the writers and they were like, okay, what can we ignore from the last film? And they were like, okay, mostly everything.
Wow. Yeah.
We'll give Optimus his little flighty things and that's it.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of wild in comparison to like how he is later in the films. Optimus is kind of tiny. Optimus is like twice his size in like the earlier iteration of the Bay films, but I kind of like this more, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's so tiny in the Fortnite Battle Pass.
Yeah, maybe that is. But yeah, how many what's your rating for this film?
I would give this film 2.5 Scourge heads out of 5.
That's good. I would give this film I give this film 2.5 Unicron tips out of 5. Let's go, Transformers.
Transformers.
More than meets the eyes.
More than meets the eye forever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, support your local comic shop and your movie theater. Don't go to AMC, and read Transformers comics.
Bye-bye.